Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. I am Gil Larry. That is my main man, Larry Loper, Mr. LL himself. Apologies for the tardiness. We had technical difficulties. We were this close to having to cancel the show, but here we are. So let's get right into it. First of all, once again, I want to thank everybody who tuned in for our Halloween special spectacular last week. That was a ton of fun. I had a good time. I did my homework. I wound up watching one. There were three movies I wrote down, and I wound up watching one 2 days ago, Maximum Overdrive, the Stephen King movie that he wrote, directed, and he was in the beginning of it too. It was only for like 30 seconds. And our friend Michelle was correct. It was very cheesy, but there was a lot of killing. A lot of people died. So it was pretty over the top with the people dying. So to me, that kind of saved it. It was entertaining. I wouldn't necessarily say it was good. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but like she said, it is one of those that he wrote, directed, and was in, and it was kind of fun. It was fun. I liked seeing a lot of people died. A lot of kids died.
Wow.
A lot of kids died.
Our kids died?
A lot of all these kids on this like little league team. Yeah, all but one. One got away. This this soda machine started thinking on its own, and it started shooting out full can of soda and hitting them like in the face and in the crotch and in the head and knocking them out.
Oh man, that's some sick stuff right there, man.
Yeah, so it wasn't just quick overview of the movie. There was like an alien aircraft that crashed into a Russian satellite, and it whatchamacall, there was like this green mist in the air for like a week or something like that, and it affected electronics, not all electronics, but a lot, and in particular like big vehicles and stuff like that. Smaller cars, not so much, but big vehicles and other utensils in a house, like electronic, utensils and stuff like that. So, they had a mind of their own, and they were able to communicate with one another. So yeah, they were evil.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a campy movie. So I watched it. Yeah, I watched it 2 days ago, and then there was like a part two to it called Trucks, which is another Stephen King. I think he wrote the Trucks and then came up with the movie Maximum Overdrive. And then he just said, like 10 years later, I'm just going to do Trucks. And it's almost the exact same kind of movie. Not quite as cheesy, but the same premise.
Okay.
Trucks, keeping people like prisoners, like at a gas station or something like that. So a lot of killing again. I didn't see Trucks. I started to, and it got too late and I fell asleep. So I still want to see Nightbreed. And I saw the trailer for Odd Thomas. Really didn't feel it.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to get into that or not. And the guy who's the star, it bothers me to watch him because I know he died in real life like almost a decade ago. So it makes me sad. Because he was a young guy who had a terrible accident at his house.
So, I don't know if I'm getting older or sensitive, bro. I don't know which one it is. I think it's a combo of both. I'm getting older plus sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tearjerker moment today for a movie I watched probably 1,000,001 times, bro. But I didn't realize how much of a tearjerker at the end is. It's going to throw you off real quick, bro. It ain't horror. It's really weird, right? Because I found myself getting emotional, right? It was once again, I know the guy died, and I'm just looking at this movie, and I'm like, damn, this dude, it was Dirty Dancing, man.
Oh, I understand. You see him young. You see him in his prime.
Yes.
You think while you're watching it, man, this guy died of cancer, man.
Yes.
He died as a young guy.
Yes.
I think he was like in his mid-50s when he
died. Yeah,
he
was young, man. He was young when he died, bro. So I'm looking at him, and it's like you said, young, prime, and then he gave the speech on the stage. It kind of choked me up because it was like she believed in him. And it was like, don't judge a book by the cover. Here, you about to give the money to the jerk off who was knocking off the old freaky lady right? Because she's a freak old lady, and he had a character by himself. So he said, "No, I'd rather keep your money, man. I'm cool. I'm booked for the weekend." And she looked at him like, "I can't believe you're gonna give up this old foxy pie." And she was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go chill with. Don't put baby in that corner.
Yeah.
You don't pit baby in the corner."
Nobody
That
puts baby in the corner.
took a lot of bravado, bro.
Yeah.
To tell her old man that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I was just like, and I was like, man, he really like took a young, kind of naive girl and made her a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
To actually have rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bro. I'm just in one of these nostalgic moments. I don't know. Maybe it's the new world we ushering into, you know, because everyone got spooky and scared today. They said, "Oh my God, the world's gonna end." That was about 8 years ago when it was supposed to end. It's another guy, another day. It's another day, another die. You know, who cares?
Man, Patrick Swayze died in 2009, I
Yeah,
think.
2009. Yeah, it's been that long, man. Word.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been
And I got to
15
see.
years.
I saw a Terrifier two. I didn't see one. That's weird because I had two on. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, Killer Clown. Yeah.
Killer Clown. Yeah,
Killer Clown. And then, you know, back then with their Killer Clowns was kind of like scarier. You know, because you know, the new I mean, it's scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that new it that new it crazy. But the old Pennywise to me was more scarier because I felt it was more realistic. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and also you saw the old one first.
I did.
So did I. So
Yeah,
I
I did.
was a
Yeah.
teenager when I watched the first one, which was a TV miniseries.
It was, yeah.
And then they made these, you know, the It and It Part 2 or whatever. So those were full length movies, you know, 2 hours, a little over 2 hours each. So different kind of format. And, you know, I was, you know, past middle age when I got to see the newer.
Yeah.
But the Terrifiers are new. You know, one just came out this year. Yeah, Terrifier 2 is only like 2 years old, and the first.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like an old flick.
No, they're within the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that changed my perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was like I thought it was like an '80s flick, man, or
well,
90s
it's got an
flick.
80s kind of feel to it, but
yeah, it do have the '80s feel to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was recent though.
Yeah, the
Wow,
first one was like 5 years ago, and the second one was like 2 years ago, and the third one just came out. Just came out this year.
Wow! Now you turned me someone new. Now I look with a different. Now you watch someone with a different eye. Now that you got more intel, I thought it was a good movie though. That was a good movie.
You know, it was for what it was.
Yeah.
You know, some people had an issue with the dude getting kebabbed, but you know, but the girl, that's what Matt was saying. The girl in the second one, she's in the third one.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why she like made his list for, you know.
Yeah, protagonist. Yeah.
Protagonist.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I listened to that whole show, man. That was fun, man. We had a good time with that.
It was a good time. Look,
good time.
Shout out to you, man, because once again, I always know I'm in for a treat when I get Michelle and we'll get Matt on. It's a treat because y'all take me in places that I normally wouldn't have probably even ventured into.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I watch movies, but y'all go into deep movies, and I'm like, man, I missed that joint. Where was I when that happened? You know? So I love it because and anybody that's tuning into our program, this is the jewel of turning into what's good with Gil and Larry, man. You know, you always want to get something special, man, from our perspective. You know, I don't care what sports. It ain't just sports, man. I keep telling you, sports and entertainment is all interchangeable. It's all connected, man. You know, you can find moments of greatness in movies and in sports. You dig? And that's why me and you went on this venture because we and you got so many discussions that went from sports led to movies, led to this, led to that. You know what I mean? So I just love it. And you know, now we into the thick of this is what I call prime time. Now we in the sports for real.
Oh yeah.
College basketball boys and start playing their first game. Cooper Flag, you know what I mean? Showcases skills. You know, he's one and done.
Yeah.
Looks real good. Who would have thought Alabama got a team? I can't believe Alabama's like ranked second. I can't believe it. Kansas, Alabama for the college basketball. I ain't never known Alabama have a team. You know, it's a new era, man. Villanova's not ranked this year. You know, they got, you know, when Jay was there, Jay Wright was there. They always was ranked.
They were one of the powerhouses.
They definitely were. No Syracuse's. Like, you know, I grew up with that. when I grew up
Me,
watching basketball with Syracuse, Georgetown, Allen
me too.
Iverson, Connecticut, which they're
I,
still they're up
I
there.
I grew up with the Big East
Yes,
basketball was
yes,
where was that?
it was where it's at, man.
Where was that?
It
St.
was.
John, Syracuse,
Yes.
um,
Man, you go on and on.
Villanova, Providence,
Yep, Georgetown.
Georgetown. Oh my
Yep,
God,
yep, Georgetown. Yep, the rivalry.
Georgetown
Yes, sir.
from the mid '80s
Yes,
to
powerhouse,
the mid '90s with
powerhouse. But like
Patrick
the kids
Ewing,
nowadays want to
Alonzo Mourning.
understand. The kids nowadays want to understand how great that program was because it's been irrelevant for that long. It's been like 20 plus years since Georgetown has had a team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But anyway, man, new game, new week,
Yeah,
new energy.
we got a lot to get into. The
Let's get into it.
NFL, it's mid-season, so we've got
Yes.
mid-season awards. The NBA is a couple weeks old. I think NHL is like 3 weeks old. So first things first, which I was very disappointed in, but I got to give congratulations to
Yeah.
the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
When we started our show last week, the Yankees were up 5-0 after 4 innings.
Yeah.
I go upstairs and they're in the ninth inning getting ready to lose.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck happened? Fifth inning happened.
We got killed by the same guy. This
Fifth
guy
inning.
killed us. He deserved the MVP because he definitely killed us. We had no answer for Freeman, man. We had no answer. No answer. I don't care what you threw at him. He just had us, man. And I can honestly say we got beat by one guy, man.
Yeah.
Like this guy literally, it was a momentum swing, man. Every time he stepped up the plate, it was a momentum swing with this guy, man. Like, oh man, we got beat by a great player, man. I can say, sometimes, man, we put it. You called it. You kind of called it because we was up against a hard team to beat. You called it. You kind of called it. You was like, because I'm like, yeah, Yankees. You're like, Dodgers are, they are prime to go. And it was a guy that I didn't think was going to even, was going to be the one killing us, and he killed us.
Mhm.
Every game he delivered. Every game he delivered in this series, man. That's rare. When a guy can deliver every game. So two goals to LA.
This World Series probably puts him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, got it.
I was thinking about
They
it.
got it.
He's had a very good career, and he won a World Series with Atlanta.
Yep.
I thought he was borderline, but what he did this World Series, he got a home run in every game except one. I think the last one he didn't get a home run, but he still hit.
He still hit. I put him in there.
I mean, now he's World Series MVP.
Yeah.
I think he's got to get in there now.
Yeah.
I think he's got to get in there. I think legit in there.
Heck of a career, man. Heck of a player. Heck of a player, bro. Yeah, you said congratulations to the Dodgers, man. I hate to see our boys lose, especially
like that.
Especially like that.
Just one inning implosion on defense. Yeah. I mean, it was mistake after that was the first error for Judge all year in the outfield. After the inning before, he crashed into the wall.
Yeah.
And the next inning, he drops a pop-up.
Yeah.
Well, he's like charging it, but he dropped it. And then our shortstop, bad throw to third, and then nobody covers first base. That's on Cole, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
It's on Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
How that ball came after Rizzo, he had to back up to get it. He couldn't charge it, so it was on Cole not covering first, and then he lost it. Mentally, it was gone.
It was gone.
He was cruising. I mean, they were up 5-0 after 4. They said they had a stat with Garrett Cole, his record of being up 4 or more runs in a game. I think he was 44-1.
Wow.
44 if he was up 4 runs or more. And he was up 5 runs in this game. Well, now it's 44-2.
Yeah, at the worst time.
At the absolute worst time. But again, Dodgers won, Yankees lost. I don't want to sour on it because the Yankees did make the World Series. It
Yeah,
does go down as a good year.
yeah,
But
but we, you know how we are, brother. You know how we are,
yeah,
brother. We
I
don't
mean
remember
we're
the runner. We don't
for
remember
us.
the runner-ups. We remember the champions.
Mm-hmm.
You
Champion
know, when you
or
play
bust.
when you
And
play ball in
you don't
sports,
want to waste Judge either. You don't want to waste his career. He's only
you
going to
definitely
get so
don't.
many shots at this.
And it's hard to go to a World Series. You talking about repeat?
Look at
Mm,
Mattingly. Look how great
mm,
Mattingly was,
yeah,
and they win the World Series right after he retires.
yeah, that's crazy, right?
The very next year. Yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, so congratulations to the Dodgers. The only thing I want to get into with the NBA is why Joel Embiid is acting like a jerk face this year. Not coming in, being ready to play, being mad at the fans, and then you're gonna put your hands on a reporter, on a columnist, and now he's suspended, I think, 3 games
Yeah, three
without
games.
pay.
Yeah,
I mean, he needs a timeout. Somebody needs to put him in the corner and say, "Chill the f out." When you're ready to, I mean, I hope these three games are towards his, load management that he's doing. Ridiculous. And then you're gonna get mad at the fans. Oh, all I did for the fans, dude, brother. Did you forget that you missed the first 2 years of your career? Okay,
no,
you got drafted and you didn't play until year 3.
yeah,
Okay, you get injured every year. You
yeah,
begged for an MVP. They gave it to you when you weren't the best. Okay, you're injured during the playoffs. I know you gave it your all, but if you were healthy, you would have probably swept New York. Instead, you lose the series. And now you're going to go out and win a gold medal that they could have won without you.
hmm
Okay. And you're not going to be ready for the season and you're going to attack the fans. Fans were there before you. They're going to be there after you. You're going to put your hands on someone, a columnist, who I'm sure is like a foot and a half smaller than you are. No good. No
Well,
good.
well, speaking on, one, you should never put your hands on the media. I don't know what the column was written about, but I know sometimes if certain things is put out there, it could trigger reactions. You feel me? And then sometimes emotions get the best of us. I know. I was just talking about this today to a younger fella. I told him about this. I said, unfortunately, when you young, or you tend to justify a lot of things you do. You know what I'm saying? Your ego and your pride get in the way. And then instead of saying I'm about to crash out, that the older you get, you start to realize I'm at a crash out point where I'm about to lose it. So I'm gonna step away. You got that. Let me go ahead and walk away for my safety rather than yours. You know. But when you're young, it's just this thing where, especially it's heated, and you feel like you've been attacked, and your family's been attacked. Because a lot of us, family is off limits. You know what I mean? Yes, judge me for my sports. Judge me for whatever you want when it's sports related, but leave my family out. Don't talk about my child. Don't talk about my dead brother. Don't talk about none of that stuff. So right there, I can understand where emotions get out of hand because what are we talking about, man? You know what I mean? Don't bring my family in this. It ain't got nothing to do with my family. You know what I mean? Now you can say whatever you want about me. So I'm here. I'm open book, right? And y'all, I totally agree with this new age athlete, especially with the money that y'all getting. Okay. Especially with the money that y'all getting. This low management crap is ridiculous because people work way too hard out here, and especially in this economy that we in. You feel me? Inflation being that so high to have a luxury going to a basketball game. When I go to a basketball game, I don't want to see the B League players. Much as I dig Tyrese Maxey, and I think he's a great athlete, I don't want to go just see Tyrese Maxey with much role players. Okay, especially being a season ticket holder. If you're a season ticket holder, this is crazy. You know, you win a ball chores. He ain't stepped on for it yet for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And B already declared he's going to go low management, which is crazy, right? And then y'all supposed to compete for a championship. You're already coming in with a defeatist attitude. You're not coming in like the Boston Celtics. You're not coming in here like the Golden State Warriors, who's at the top of the division. You're not coming in here like the some other ball clubs that's really fighting for this chip. I'm gonna say balls because it's on top of my brain, right? And Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland. Cleveland. You know, they're looking to go ball. I need to get a chip. Okay, especially the champion. The champion came here like, look, man, we possibly could break this 73 game record. Who knows? You feel me? What I'm saying is the fact that Tatum ain't taking no days off. Brown ain't taking no days off. You know, Porzingis, unfortunately, is always an injured anyway. So that's just Porzingis. That's what you get with him, right? Drew Holiday ain't taking no days off. You know what I mean? So I don't get the justification of the salary. Like you said, you done cry. And once again, man, it's one of them things like this, bro. I think when you start getting the money and people praising you, over praising you, and you do all the great things, and people you start sipping the punch and all the other stuff, right? You really lose sight of who you are and what you've been, right? Like you said, you ain't even stepped on the court the first 2 years of your career, right? It's a
Mhm.
process. Do you not remember we said we went from the process? That means
Mhm.
that was a terrible ball club. Even when you stepped on the court, y'all was still terrible. Okay.
And
Yes,
he's the only one that's left.
exactly. Exactly. They're building around you, the big man, right? And then you talk about the fans. You play for one of the passionate. I don't know where you've been at, but Philly is one of them. It's a sports town. Is what it is. The fans are they're praising you if you do good, then they're gonna boo you if you do bad. That's because they're passionate fans, man. They really are.
Mhm.
And I remember who was I watching, bro? Not to get long with it. Who was I watching when he was asking about the fan base? Oh, I believe it was Saquon. Yeah, yup. It was Saquon Barkley. He was on the pivot, and he was asking about the fan base. He said, I hated the fan base when I was playing for the Giants, but wouldn't you rather have a fan base that get on you and expect greatness out you, or would you have a fan base that don't care? Or matter of fact, it was Boston I was thinking about. Cause Boston, they were talking about the Boston fan base. He said, man, Tatum about the Boston fan base. And he was like, man, it's a great feeling because no matter what game, it's a sellout game for us because of what Boston represents. You got some franchises like, oh man, it's a lot of franchises, like Charlotte Hornets, for instance. They ain't
Mhm.
getting no sold out arenas every day.
Mhm.
They
No
don't.
home, no home court advantage.
At all. So when you go to Boston, every day is like a playoff championship caliber game. You know what I mean? Because that's how much the fans is in tune with their team. Would you rather have a passionate or impassionate fan base? I asked you that question.
I mean, we're both born and raised in Jersey, so we've got the Jersey and New York, and then we've ventured down to Delaware, where we're very close in between Philadelphia and Baltimore, which are still they're passionate fan
Yeah,
bases too. So I only know passionate fan bases. Can they go over the line? Do they have some jerk in them? Yeah, they do. But when they got your back, they got your back. And it's like they're really willing to fight for you,
yeah,
fight with you. You feel the home field, the home court, the home ice. You feel it. Okay, you're not going to get the Broad Street Bullies, in Los Angeles.
mm-mm,
Sorry, but
no,
outside of the Lakers and the Dodgers, they don't have a real a hardcore fan base, and probably the whole state of California. That includes the 49ers, you know, that includes Golden State
mm-hmm.
Warriors and
Yeah,
things
it's
like
true.
that, teams that win. They didn't have a real big fan base with the Athletics, and
Mm.
they have a history of winning from the 70s. I think it's Lakers, Dodgers, and everybody else is everybody else out in LA. So to answer your question, I like the passionate, I like the hardcore. I do think cold weather has something to do with it. We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the warmer climated places to play, the fan base isn't quite as rabid. It's not
Mm-hmm.
rabid in Miami.
No,
It's not.
no,
Especially the baseball, the
no,
Marlins and the Rays.
no,
So many things to do in Florida. You want to sit, and watch a baseball game in that kind of weather?
no,
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 that's
no. You
not
look
what I
at
want to do.
it.
I want
No,
to be in. I want to be in the water,
you want to be
like
the water.
pool, the ocean.
But you saying you go out to like Minnesota, you go to
Yeah,
Chicago, go to Green
yeah.
Bay. Wisconsin.
Right.
What they come out for their team.
Oh yeah.
They come out for their team. I'm telling you,
They're
yo.
volunteering to
What
shovel the snow in
man
the
do
state.
they
They're volunteering to do that.
passionate, right? And then you go to the teams like Vegas, which they just got a team out there, like you say, all the warm weather teams. It's bad when you go play when the Chargers home team ain't the home team. You feel me?
Dude, it's the same. It's the same thing at Vegas now.
Jeez.
The Raiders don't have the
Mm-mm.
fan base there like they had in Oakland.
Mm-mm. They don't.
They just had a terrible stadium.
Yes.
Now they got a great stadium,
And not
but
the fan
for
base.
40%, you get like a Pittsburgh in there. That's
Yeah.
gonna be 50-50.
Yeah.
Raiders, Steelers.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen it.
Most certainly have.
Ah, man. So now switching, I want to pivot a little bit with the basketball, right?
Mhm.
I mentioned kind of a little bit about it with me and you offline, but the basketball, college basketball has started also. So big names I want to look out for. Only one name really popped out to me to look for is Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is out there balling with him right now, but I just know that he's going who I'm watching. And he plays for Duke, which I hate Duke. I hate Duke.
I
I'm not a
love
Duke
Duke.
guy.
Don't you say that. Take
You're a
that
Duke
back.
guy, and I'm a Kentucky guy. I'm a Kentucky guy. So I really hate y'all because y'all killed this. Christian Laettner killed this. I hate Duke. Like I am a Duke hater. Okay. But I want to see this guy, because he's bringing that feel back, man. Because I ain't even watched college basketball last year. I couldn't even give you who was who last year. I really couldn't. This year, I'm actually going to watch it because I want to see him. I actually saw the first game, and he ain't disappoint, man. But they got a big team. They recruited well. They actually got a big squad, man. And then you got teams like Alabama, Kansas. I don't know how Kansas is number one because I don't know who the heck is on the team, but they're ranked number one. So I'm curious to see that one.
They're always ranked high.
Yeah, they always ranked. Bill Self's a great coach though. So definitely Cooper Flag. I want to see, I want to see what he's going to do, man. I want to see if he could run it up like all the great ones in college did, man. Is he gonna have one of the historic years like Carmelo did? Where Carmelo led Syracuse to their chip. Heck of a run. Yeah, so I'm looking for Cooper Flag, bro. Yeah.
I also am looking for Cooper Flag, and as the tournament, the conference tournaments approach, I'll get more into it. I'll get more into individual players, and then you'll have obviously the NCAA in the spring. Right now it's there's so many other things going on. If I catch college basketball, maybe, but I'm a Duke fan. I do also like Kentucky. They are that was one of the schools when I was a kid that I really wanted to go to because I went to I was at a class trip. I was in the 8th grade and there was a class trip at Washington D.C. and it was the first time it was an overnight trip for me. 2 nights, over 3 days, 2 nights, Washington D.C. So it was big. A lot of people, students in my class were big into the Hoyas, and there was another school at our hotel that was right above us, and they were from Kentucky. They were the same age as us, and it just so happens that it was a room full of girls above my room. So, talking to them for 2 nights, and that's all we could do. By the way, it's just talk. We were on the balcony. They were on the balcony. We were on the balcony, and then we got them on the phone because you can do free phone calls if you just hit 0 or something like that room number. So anyway, that was they were Kentucky. I'm like, oh, I want to go to Kentucky. It's just because of that. And the Duke, I got into Duke like a year later because when I was a freshman in high school, Grant Hill was a freshman at Duke. And I really liked Grant Hill. And I also liked Bobby Hurley.
Yeah, Bobby Hurley.
Bobby Hurley was from Jersey City.
Yep.
Which was the same county that I'm from, where I was from, Hudson County. So I was actually born in Jersey City. So the Hurley family was kind of popular when I was in high school because Danny Hurley, who is now the head coach of UConn, he was only like a year or two older than me. So I was finishing up high school, and he had just like started college. So and their father was a legendary
Yeah.
high school basketball coach. So they made our paper, like our Jersey Journal and Hudson Dispatch. They made the paper often. So I read up on them a lot back when people actually read newspapers. What's that, a newspaper? I don't know. Yeah, it's now we get our news on our phone and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying it's not more convenient and better now, but how we grew up, it was a big deal to like get the
It
paper,
was.
be a paper boy, be in the
Was.
paper. I was in the paper when I was in high school and I was on the bowling team. I made the paper a few times. My mother cut out some of those articles. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so you brought up college basketball. I will start to get into it a little bit. Let's get into college football.
Yes,
The
sir.
rankings came out.
Yes, sir.
And I had to go on two sites because this one site was wrong. I don't know if they were making a prediction, but I was hearing throughout the day, I'm like, that's not what I got written down. So I had to go back on again. So I'm only paying attention to the top 12 because
Right.
I think that's all that's getting in is 12, right? Is it 12
Yeah.
or 14? It's 12.
It's 12.
So Oregon 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, Miami 4, Texas 5, Penn State 6. Losing to Ohio State last week. How many times have I said Franklin cannot win a big game? How many times have I said it? 7 is Tennessee. 8, Indiana.
Yeah, they having a good year.
Yeah, play somebody and get back to me. 9 is BYU. There you go.
Okay.
Brigham Young. 10 is Notre Dame. After that terrible loss week 2, they've rattled off 5 straight.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama. I don't know.
Yeah.
At 6-2, they're 11, and Boise State 7-1 at 12. Yeah. So positive for me. Oregon at number 1, legit.
Yes.
Georgia at number 2, legit.
Indeed.
I don't think I'm fine with Ohio State at 3. I guess they're always 3 or 4 anyway, right? I think Miami at 9-0. I think it's a little bit inflated. I don't know that they're legit. You look at Miami, you look at Texas. Who's better?
Better? I mean, obviously, man. I'm sorry. Disclaimer: I am a Miami Hurricane fan, so it's great to see my boys actually relevant. We ain't been relevant in some time. While yes, we come up a weak conference. ACC is weak. We understand that part. Is no different than what Florida State did last year. Okay, I just think that we're a little bit more prime. I think that our quarterback is more of a P tier. Definitely more of a P tier. But you're right. I mean, if you want to ask me compare the two, I'm obviously say Texas. But Texas comes from a stronger conference. They play stronger opponents. You know what I mean? So
and they're loaded with talent.
Well, they definitely are. I mean, and their only loss came to Georgia. So that wasn't even a bad loss, in my opinion. It was, if you want to lose, it was going to take a Georgia to beat you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, but we're going to see. You know what I mean? It's one of the things we're going to see. Obviously, we're not going to get challenged in our conference because the ACC does not. There's no teams in that conference that I could say unless they catch it on a bad day. That's going to be to beat us. What is Clemson? Clemson still in our conference, right? Yeah, that's the ACC, aren't they?
ACC.
Yeah, ACC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yes.
That's the only SEC or ASC? ACC, right?
ACC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only contender that I could see possibly beating us is Clemson. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it's going to be the playoffs. We're going to see because we're going to get matched up with the teams that you're saying. We're going to get. We possibly might get up with Texas. Oregon is prime. Oregon prime, man. They got a good team. They got a good team. They do.
This is the first time they've been ranked number one.
Yeah, ever or in a while.
Well,
I know they
under
was.
the
I think they was
polls,
ranked like one with Marcus Mariota was there.
they weren't number one.
No,
No, they weren't number one. But this is the first time that they are, since they've done the playoffs since 2014. So it's been 10 years. This is the first time they've ever been number one.
okay.
One. Yeah.
Because it was normally been Alabama, Georgia, and then Clemson stood at the top.
Well, Mariota's team, I think, lost to Ohio State that year.
Okay.
And then Oregon, when they had Chip Kelly, lost to Auburn when they had Cam Newton in the championship game. So they've had some they've had some teams, and I love that they change the uniforms every week. I love it. To me, they're so like futuristic. I love when they got the silver helmets. Oh,
Yeah.
it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
When they're in the white and they got the silver helmets, that's hot. I like that. I like that. My team is Notre Dame. I should get you a Catholics versus the Convicts shirt. I should do that for you. I don't like them at number 10. I don't like them in there right now.
You don't like them in there?
I don't like them in there. I don't like them in there. That game that they lost week 2 should have eliminated them from making the playoffs at all, in my opinion. I don't like them at 10. I don't like Penn State at 6. I could see them top 10, but not 6. Penn State is, and what happened to that great Penn State defense? To me, the 3 best teams, to me, there's 3. I'm not even going 4. 3: Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and then there's a drop. Ohio State. I think Texas is better than Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami's pretty good. I wouldn't have them at 4, but I think they're pretty good. Tennessee's pretty good. BYU is pretty good. I don't care for Alabama being up.
Yeah, I don't either. I think any argument would be Alabama to me.
Reputation. That's reputation.
That's reputation. Because I agree. If any team on that 12 that I don't see should be in there, which I think they'll probably lose another game to get knocked out anyway. I just honestly think they will. Because like I said, there's nothing impressive about this team, and that this, it's the name right now, but that name was built on Saban's legacy. So now new coach got some big shoes to fill. They're used to winning in Alabama, man. So he got some huge shoes to fill.
And I don't think Indiana should be 8. You want to drop them down to 12, just making it okay. They're 7-0, but they haven't played anybody. They haven't beaten anybody that's worth note. So I think that's a Fugazi number 8. But it's only the first week that this is coming out, and it's good to have some discussion about it. But it's funny because it goes from 4 to 12, not even 8, 4 to 12. Yeah. And when the final rankings come out and the playoffs come out, they're gonna be like, oh, these couple teams shouldn't have got in. Yeah. These other couple teams should have got in. You know how that's gonna work. And then in a few years they'll expand it from 12 to like 16 or something. Yeah. Like that. It'll be like the Sweet 16 and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's gonna stay at 12. I don't think it's gonna stay at 12. And I would not have gone to 12. I would have only gone to 8.
Hey man, I love it though. I love the playoffs though, man. Because
I do.
I definitely love it because we get to put the rest of what if this team, what if that team. No, now we ain't got them arguments no more. Right. Now you're saying that so with such a discrepancy at the top, we're gonna kill all that. Y'all gonna play so by the time we get to the last 2 teams, they deserve to be there. We ain't gotta talk about it. We ain't got to put it in nobody else's hands. 100%. All you got to do is play in there so you can get to the top 12. From there, it's 0-0 on the scoreboard, bro. It's 0-0 for
it took this long for them to come up with some kind of playoff system. Because before 2013, Oregon, Georgia, Texas one of those teams would not have been in the championship. One of them. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that Texas would not have had the opportunity to play for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. When on paper, I think it's them and Oregon have to have the two best rosters.
That's a fact.
And then I think Georgia is right behind them. And then Ohio State right behind them. You gotta have how did they do this? How did they do this? Fiesta Bowl. Let's just pick two teams out of a hat.
Yep.
Remember that great Auburn team that they get a chance to play when they had those running backs, when they had Cadillac Williams and and stuff like that. They didn't even get a chance. They didn't even get a chance to play. They didn't even get a chance to play. Would have been them, USC. No, they did USC and Oklahoma. That's what they did.
Yeah, because Oklahoma had
undefeated Auburn.
Yeah, Oklahoma had Pat White that year, right?
Adrian Peterson's Oklahoma Sooners. Bob Stoops.
Yeah, Bob Stoops. Yup.
And that's when Pete Carroll was the head coach of USC.
With Matt Leinart? Or was it Sanchez?
No, it was Matt Leinart.
Or was Matt Leinart or was it Carson Palmer?
It was Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart. Okay, that's what I thought.
It was Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush.
Yeah. Because one year.
It wasn't their last year, but
because their last year they played
Vince
Texas.
Young.
Yeah, Vince Young, and that historic.
And Texas won.
That was historic. That was probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. So
good. Man, that was star-studded.
Texas was this close to just being able to throw in the towel, and then Young took over.
Yeah.
Took over, became the best player on the field.
Yeah, in college.
Yeah. That was crazy. Those were good times, but they didn't have the tournament. So, if you weren't 1-2, you weren't getting in. Anyway, so, so I gave my opinion on the teams that I thought deserve to be in there, teams that I think are wishy-washy. Anybody you're wishy-washy on?
Like I said before, I the only one I said
Alabama.
But then again, I think by the time the year play out, it's gonna play out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These teams that we're talking about right now, if we think they are who we think they are, then they'll take another loss.
Right.
And then that's gonna kind of shift it. You know what I mean?
Well, if this came out last week, Clemson and Iowa State would be in it.
Yeah.
A week later, because they lost, they're out. So maybe
Deion said he didn't want to be ranked, but he's ranked.
Right. Yeah. So we'll update it. I'll try and update this every week. See who's in, who's out, who moved up, who moved down, stuff like that. All right, NFL. We said this 2 weeks ago, and we're going to do it right now. We're going to do the mid-season awards. Now, I don't want to confuse this with in the middle of the season, we're making projections to who we think is going to win at the end of the year. No, I'm talking about right now for half a season, who was the best at these particular categories right now.
Right now.
Obviously there are no mid-season real awards.
Right.
We're allowed to be wrong. This is just opinion. Okay.
Okay.
The big one, league MVP. To me,
right now,
to me, it is a 3-horse race.
I agree.
I think Lamar Jackson. I think Josh Allen. But my pick right now, and he's probably not going to win it, but
I know.
Right now, I got Jared Goff.
Oh.
Jared Goff.
That's a good
one. Because I think
one.
Detroit, if they're not the best team in the league, they're at least the best team in the NFC.
That's good. That ain't pop on my feed. I ain't think about Jared Goff.
So I got him right now. I don't think he'll get it.
Right.
He'll probably not get it. That's
it's
not
crazy,
a second.
Right? It's crazy because I got another guy he won't make it because it just you won't give it to a rookie. But
oh my gosh, are you thinking Jaden Daniels?
I am. But that obviously not gonna get to a rookie. But Josh Allen for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh man, you know what? And I think he's playing the quarterback position right now. To me, probably the best he ever played it. It's like, in my opinion, he's always had the arm. He always had the scrambling ability. But this now they're really leaning on him far as just protection of the ball. This is like one of the first years he actually like really been turnover prone. Because
He's only got 2 interceptions.
two,
The
two.
second one wasn't his fault.
No, so normally Josh Allen would be like, cough that ball over. But
Yeah.
he's been real good with that ball. And he's been giving that, maybe, we get rid of the diva. You get rid of a diva, right? And you got these unknown players that have to prove themselves up on his depth chart because it's a relationship got to be built. And I think week by week he's finding who's Shakir's his go-to guy. Like he's become his most reliable.
Yeah, but they just got Amari Cooper.
Oh, for sure. You needed that, though. You needed that because I think that Shakir, right? Shakir could actually play. It's better when you have Amari Cooper because he's going to get the focus.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want Shakir as your number one option. You want him just to play free. I think that when some players is when you put too much pressure on, they don't deliver because of that role. Right. Amari Cooper used to be in that role. He's used to being the number one guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like kind of deflection, kind of. You know what I mean? It's like a deflection. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, we got this name, but this is kind of the guy I'm going to go to because you're going to be worried about this guy so much that this guy is killing you. You know what I mean?
It opens up the field.
It does.
And like you said, you're talking about Shakir.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the rookie, Keon Coleman. I think now, now I'm never going to get doubled. I'm never going to get the number one corner. Now I can, and I've got half a season under my belt now. Now I can really, the pressure's off of me. I can just go out and play. I know the offense. I know the league now. I know my quarterback. I'm not the first option, probably not the second option, but I'll get open. Give me 5 targets and I'll catch 5 balls. That's what I'm thinking with him. Plus, that's what I'm hoping because I have him in fantasy. Same thing with the tight end Kincaid. I got him in fantasy too. Hopefully, Cooper, like Alan said, he's going to spread the ball around to who's ever open. Mm-hmm. So if Cooper takes the top corner or he draws the double team, everybody else has got the one-on-one.
And like you said, Lamar is just an athlete, man. Mm-hmm. Lamar's an athlete.
He's having a better year this year than he did last year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He won the MVP last year.
It's crazy. And that's the young boy. Like I said, Jared Goff is definitely the third option. I give you that. I was thinking about Jalen though, because I just think that if rookie come to that situation, we knew the Lions was going to be good. Like we just had a feeling like because what they showcased last year, and then they picked up another addition. They picked up the edge rusher, man. Edge rusher, yup, from
the Browns.
Yup. So that's going to But yeah, I mean they just got their coach's identity, man. Their coach is just, he's a fiery guy, man. He believes in his team. So yes, Jared Goff has been playing up beyond expectations with the number one team on the NFC side, right? But I think Jalen, man, we didn't expect Washington to be this good. We didn't expect Washington to be leading the East. We just knew it was going to be some years. I'm telling you, we was thinking years, bro. Mm-hmm. At least 3 before this to Dan Quinn could establish. Mm-hmm. I think they stripped the roster. Come on, bro. We didn't see this coming. And for that rookie to come in there and obviously you're supposed to hype him up, right? You're supposed to hype him up, give him that confidence. But no, they were right. He stepped in. We was looking at Caleb. We thought it was going to be Caleb. Went away. Rookie of the year. No disrespect to your Chicago Bears, because that we just thought Caleb was coming in, going to be that guy.
Washington's got better coaching.
Yeah.
Way better
coaching.
They got a better head coach, and they got
better coaching.
Way better offensive coordinator.
Yes. Yeah. One of the best.
Way better.
One of the best. And then, like I said, it's crazy. It was a stat, and you probably agree with this. Eberflus doesn't travel well. Y'all good at home. Y'all dominate at home, but on the road, Y'all don't carry on the road. You know,
Eberflus. Now we're not going to count the London game.
No,
because technically that was supposed
as a home game.
That's considered a home game for
yes,
the
sir.
Eberflus has won 3 road games in 3 years.
That's bad.
This is his 3rd year with the Bears, so it's 2.5 seasons. He won 3 road games.
Arizona, bro. I'm not knocking Arizona. They are leading their division. If you're gonna be technical,
yeah, they're okay.
They're okay, but right. Not 29-9. They're not.
Kyler Murray didn't do much.
No,
he really didn't.
The running back did.
Both running backs.
Both
running backs
killed you.
Both.
Y'all got killed on the ground.
Yep.
And then their defense looks salvageable. Boy, that's something.
Their defense is getting better. Bears lost their starting one of the starting defensive tackles for the year at the beginning of that game. Billings.
And then Sweat ain't play that game, did he?
He didn't play. Nope.
Yeah, so Sweat, y'all ain't have pressure coming.
They just kind of looked dead in the water. They just didn't have that gear.
They didn't, man.
Going. I think it's hangover from
that,
the disaster that happened, the nightmare that happened.
See, it was and I was going to see how they responded to that one, man. I thought it was going, I had to see how they was going to respond to that. To that. It's crushing. It's crushing to lose that way, especially that type of game when they just teach you this from, y'all work on this drill. Don't never let nobody get behind you on a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but the thing that's bad. Okay, that's bad. It's a 10 out of 10 and bad. But what's worse is what happened the play before. The play before was a free play because all the corners played back and they gave them 13 yards and ran out of bounds. If they would have played, if the cornerbacks would have played up coaching, okay, if the coaches would have told them play up, it would have used up more time, not a guaranteed completion, and who knows on the Hail Mary how that would have turned out, because without playing defense on the play before, they got 13 yards and was able to run out of bounds with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
If he gets nothing on that play, if they play defense and he gets nothing, his arm isn't big enough to make it to the end zone. That's number one. Number two, he might not even have time because he only had 2 seconds with nobody playing defense, no corners up. So it was a catch and run out of bounds. If he had to hold it a little bit till someone got open, it might have been one play and then done. And then obviously we know what happened at the end. I thought it was universal that you have one on defense, you have 1 or 2 guys jump up for the ball and everybody else boxes out. You got a guy, you box out, because as soon as there's contact, you can hold. You can drag somebody down. They're not going to throw a flag. They're not going to do that as soon as there's contact. Yeah. You can't have everybody jumping up for the ball at the same time. That's going to be a ricochet somewhere. You're supposed to box out. They say that they work on stuff like this, and then they go brain dead. Then you got a dummy, mocking the fans when he's supposed to be blocking the guy who caught the touchdown.
Yeah.
You dummy. Whatever. Anyway. So MVP. Yeah. Now, offensive player of the year, I have Derrick Henry. I think he's having a phenomenal year. I don't want to go with another quarterback.
I'm in agreement with you, man. I can't think of nobody outside quarterback position that's lighting him up. He's lighting them up. Like, I can't think of another player. Probably second, I was probably say Saquon.
Saquon. That to me,
Saquon was the only one I could think of outside of them two. That's having dynamic years offensively. So yes.
Did you see that play?
Oh, when he jumped
back
from behind. Of course, I saw it.
Oh my God!
I'm like, man,
I watched that live.
Like,
what did he just do?
Man, this dude's just a different athlete, man. He's a different athlete, man. He's just a different athlete, man. And it's a shame that he's on the daggone Eagles, because my Cowboys, because guess what our answer to problems was? We went and got,
Brought
can you
Elliott
believe it?
back. We brought Elliott back.
And we got Mingo.
Oh,
We
you
got
just got
Johnny
me. You just
Mingo.
traded for Mingo.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
trade for Mingo. He's going to
For-
solve our problems in big dollars.
For what?
For what? Bro, this is what happens when, and once again, I'm not, get your money, bro. I'm not tripping. You know, we got billionaire owners, right? But when I tell you, when you pit self over team, I ain't saying take a pay cut like Jalen Brunson and be an idiot. I'm just saying, when you pit self over team, because we locked our quarterback in, which I think we played that way wrong, because before Lawrence was able to set the market, we should just get a guy the money back then. You got him at a discount. You would have been like 40 mil.
And now he's out.
Now he's out for
IR.
IR, so we ain't gonna get him for the 4 5 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike is in a contract year, and he's just, I guess he's taking a business decision at this point. You know what I'm saying? We're decimated on the back end. It's a crap show up there in Dallas. And I told you this year's gonna be a crap show. You know what I'm saying? I told you this as a fan. I'm a fan, but I'm a realist, okay? I'm not running around here like the Eagles fans and this Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all got a Super Bowl caliber team, but you still ain't got the coaches, okay? So we go back to coaching, okay? Dan Quinn is a good coach.
What a dope Sirianni is.
Oh my God.
What a dope.
Bro.
I can't with that guy. They have a very good roster.
They do.
But he is, talk about making the wrong decision over and over and over again. You go for it when you got points right in front of you with a good kicker.
Yes.
And then you kick when you shouldn't be kicking.
You should be kicking.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to waste my time.
Anyway.
And again, I just want to point out again, and I've said this to you before, whenever I pick the Eagles, they always F me. They always do it. And I picked the Eagles in my picks last week.
And
I lost. I lost. They let Jacksonville come all the way back and
Bro, they were by 22-0.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you know what happened when Denver went up big? It was over. I'm sorry. Did I say Denver? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Baltimore, which I had on my pick.
Yeah, which I didn't have. I had Denver.
I know. And the Raiders.
I had the Raiders as well.
That too. That's a crap show. Minshew was a joke.
I got our picks. I got it written down.
Yeah. But and defensive player, man, I mean, for me right now, bro, I'm gonna go Mr. Faithful, man. This dude's a wrecker, man. He's on that field, bro. And that's Watt, man. Watt. Pittsburgh, in my opinion. I'm trying to think who could be a second to me.
Well, I don't have Watt. He missed a couple games and or one game. And I still think he's really good. He might be number 2 and he might wind up winning it. But for me, right now, the guy who's leading the league in sacks, I think he's leading him I think he's got 11 right now, is Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati.
Oh man.
He's having great.
He's probably the only one on the team is having a good year.
The defense is
trash.
You're right. But
defense is bad, bro.
He wanted to bump up and pay this.
I mean, he's definitely earning it.
Yeah.
Because he's the only guy doing anything on that defense.
Hopefully he gets himself out of town.
He really do.
I wouldn't mind having him on the other side. Yeah, so I got Hendrickson, and then I would have had Watt. I got him number 2.
Yeah, which got him a good year too. McKinney, out of Green Bay, the safety.
Yeah, the guy signed from the Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a great year. He's on a great year.
Well, so is Branch for Detroit, but he just got ejected in the last game. But he's having a great year.
Yeah, he is.
So I think I know who you're going to say in this one. I'm going to say the same thing. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I got Jaden Daniels.
Same name.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Now the next one though. Man, who coach of the year? Who you get your coach of the year to, bro? At this point,
I still got defensive rookie of the year to do. We did offensive with Jaden Daniels. Defensive rookie of the year. Right now, I got Jared Verse
Yeah,
with
I got Jared Verse.
the Rams.
Yeah, I got Jared Verse too. Yeah, he's making them, and they're getting better. They're getting better.
Coach of the year. And
I
I mean,
you
I
know
think
what?
got to go with Quinn.
I was gonna get Quinn or Campbell, either one. Dan Campbell
I
for
think
that job he's doing, but I would have to give to Quinn because
nobody expected that.
expectation. Nobody expected him to be this good this early, and he put a heck of a staff together. He put and then they just got Marshawn Lattimore. So
Yep.
you give him Marshawn Lattimore. Whatever you want to say about Dan Quinn is an excellent defensive coach. Yeah, we got burnt because it's Dallas and it's just Dallas. Okay, I'm gonna take that one. Okay, it's Dallas because all year our defense lights out except the game we needed it the most. And I just think that we came in there with just cocky. We probably partied the day before. You know, we known for partying. You know, we definitely known for partying. And we just Green Bay.
Fort Worth, baby, Fort Worth.
You know what it is, man. You know what it is in Big D, man. We got strip clubs and you know what it is, man. We got a lot of nose candy running around that camp. Okay, kids. I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. And I just think that Green Bay gave us a rude awakening, fast. But outside of that, you gotta look at that man's resume, man. Dan Quinn took Atlanta to the Super Bowl, bro. If it wasn't for a guy named Tom Brady and I don't believe we're ever going to lose any game, they would have won the Super Bowl. They were up big halftime. Big.
They still should have won.
Definitely should have won. That was a total meltdown because they started playing not to lose. When you say you don't play to win no more, you play not to lose. It's a shift. It flips. You start being aggressive.
They made a mistake when they got in field goal range. Then they started dropping back to pass when they should run. Remember, time management, game situation.
Yes,
when Julio Jones caught that pass, they were in field goal range. They should just set it up for the field goal, and that would have been it. But they're like, oh no, the offense is going good, and they went. They what's his name? Got sacked, Matt Ryan, and it pushed them out of field goal range. Mm-hmm. They never scored again the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They never scored again. That was a hard one to watch. I think I told you this. I watched that game with two friends that are big time Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
Atlanta Falcons fans. And for 3 quarters, they were enjoying themselves.
Bro.
Fourth quarter and, overtime, one possession. I mean, it was night and day.
Look, I was in remind me when the Philly went rehearsed to, and I was in a house full of Eagles fans. Cause my cousin and all them, and none of the Eagles fans, right? And I love my grandmother, man. My grandmother was there too. She's a diehard Eagles fan. That's the only person that get a pass from me is my grandma because she's truly an Eagles fan, for real. And I just felt bad because they were super hyped, and I'm just sitting there taking it all because they gonna make me feel like I'm a Cowboys fan. So they every touchdown, all loud, crazy. I'm not saying, hey man, number 15, man, he's a special player. That's all me. I'm gonna take my little snippets at him, right? Mm-hmm. And then they just started turning. The pancakes are flipping. I said, man, this guy beat you off one leg. This guy only got one. This guy is amazing. And you just hear the balloons just keep deflating. And next thing you know, it was just bad. You ever been like, it's like a funeral, man. It felt like a funeral.
Oh, dude, did you forget how the Bears lost the game 2 weekends ago? I ran out of my house.
Yeah.
Ran out of my house. Took this hat off, threw it, ran out of my house. Came back 15 minutes later. I don't even know where I went. Yeah. I just left. I came back, and as soon as I open up the door, my son hands me back my hat and says he still loves the Bears to make me feel better.
Yeah.
He's like, Papa, I still love the Bears. I still love them. And you know what I said? Well, I don't. That's what I said.
It's okay, son. It's okay not to like the Bears right now.
Yeah. So, all right, we did our mid-season awards. It's time for the tiers.
Let's get it.
Tiers. Tier 1, great. Still got to do Kansas City. Still undefeated.
Still undefeated.
They are A. B is the Lions. best team in the NFC. They might even be the best team in the league right now.
I agree.
And C, I'm doing Washington because they have exceeded expectations, like we talked about. I got KC, Lions, Washington, ABC. Who do you got?
Man, only one I got swapped out was I got KC, I got the Lions, I got Baltimore. They just when that thing clicking, man, when that thing clicking, it clicks. And then once again, I thought they should have beat the Browns. Honestly, my man don't drop that pick because Jameson Winston is what he is. But yeah, Baltimore. But yeah, Washington a bad pick, bro, because they are definitely balling out right now.
All right, that's the great level.
Yes, sir.
The good level. I have to drop the Baltimore down here because they did just lose to Cleveland. So I got the Ravens right behind them, a team they beat, the Bills. And I've got the Atlanta Falcons right now. I think now they are establishing themselves as being the team to beat in their division for sure. New Orleans is out after that hot 2-0 start.
They're done.
They've pooped the bed. Carolina might be the worst team in the league, and Tampa Bay is leaking oil now. The injuries.
A lot of injuries. Yeah.
So I got Ravens, Bills, Atlanta. Who do you got?
For me, I got the Bills. I got the Bills in there. I got the Eagles.
Okay.
I got the Eagles. And my third team, Washington.
Okay.
Let's flip flop. I got Washington.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, now the disappointed teams. They might be.
Oh man, we gotta go there.
You gotta do it. Great, good, disappointed. I got the Jags because when they play, you see the talent, and you're like, why does this team have a bad record? And they keep losing. They just keep losing. So I got the Jags. I got the Browns because I thought they were going to compete in that division, even though, and they just beat the Ravens, but that's only their second win of the year.
Yeah.
Who figures? And I just mentioned they got off to a fast 2-0 start, and they've been terrible ever since. Their head coach just got fired. New Orleans Saints.
As you should. He's a bum.
So those are my three disappointing teams that I thought would be pretty good that are bad.
For me, I didn't think we were gonna be this bad, but we're this bad. Cowboys for sure. Cowboys. Okay. I agree with the Browns because I thought that whole division was gonna be just. I didn't think I knew that the North. I honestly thought the only teams that the North was going to be competitive was going to be Lions, Green Bay, and I thought y'all was going to be better than the Vikings, honestly. So that surprised. That surprised me. But still, the division still strong division though, and it's crazy that the Browns and the Bengals are where they're at. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to give it to the Browns. And my third one, who I think, the Saints. Nah, I mean, hell no, because I didn't think the Saints were going to be good. No, I didn't. I can't say the Saints.
Bengals, Jets.
Bengals starting to make their little push. So I'm going to throw and the Jets are starting to get might get their little mojo. I think they started to get their little mojo. I'll say after this game. Let me see who's my third one. I would say Miami. But I know Miami is decimated by injuries. So we're starting to see what's going on with them. But I still think the coaching is, even with all that, you didn't pitch this team in a position for Tua to come back to be, in a position where y'all could be, in a position to make a run. Because now every game is critical. It's critical. Like they can't lose no more games. You got to go on a run. Them Bengals, all them. Only thing about the AFC that works right now is the fact that there's some teams out there that it's crazy because once you get to the top tiers, the rest is really a rat race. It really is. It's not as distinguishable as maybe the East, because the NFC, man, it's a lot of teams. It's going to be only a handful of teams are going to be able to really go, and that's going right now. Is doing the math. That West Division with the Rams and 49ers and that team,
Seattle.
Yeah, see that division, whoever comes out, It might be a slim possibility the second place team could get in, right? Only one coming out of our division is going to be Eagles and Washington. Unless Washington has a super implosion, I don't see happening. It's going to be the Eagles and Washington. And then y'all division, if y'all could right the ship, right, and win a couple on the road and not just at home, that whole division could get in. If the trajectory they're going, the whole division could get in.
They're not
Because
getting
only Atlanta might be only one coming out the division of the South.
They're not getting in. Bears are not getting in. Bears already lost to the Colts.
Yeah.
Good. They already lost to Washington on a Hail Mary.
They lost to the Cardinals.
They lost to Arizona, who's mediocre.
Yeah.
They're mediocre. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, they were considered bad.
Yeah.
Now they're mediocre.
Yeah.
And they got their wheels blown off. They got out physical in that game.
Yeah, y'all got bullied.
Yeah.
Y'all got bullied by the Cardinals.
They've still got a hangover. Their coach is not a good in-game coach, Eberflus.
No.
I think seasons end. The McCaskies, they don't do this. The ownership, they don't do this. But you got to go out there and you got to get yourself a real offensive mind for today's football. I think Ben Johnson, you give him a blank check and you tell him fill it in. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because I think Detroit's going to the Super Bowl now. I think KC and Detroit are bound to go to the Super Bowl. And I think Ben Johnson will be the hot name. Bears got to get him. And I tell you who I'm not opposed to. If by chance he gets fired, I don't think he will. But if he does, I am not opposed to the Bears getting Daboll because that's who I wanted.
Ooh.
I wanted Harbaugh
or
Daboll.
That'd be a great look. They weren't a bad coach, man.
Daboll just
really
has
not.
no quarterback. He has nothing.
He really not. Because my cousin's a Giants fan. He's a diehard Giants fan. And I was like, I said, you're a quarterback away from making a flip like Washington did because the defense is getting better. Their defense is actually not that bad. Yeah. You know, it's just the Daniel Jones. It's like,
and the offensive line can't stay healthy.
Nah, so you on the
that's an awful combination. And they lost their best player. They lost Saquon Barkley.
I know.
Who every other week is NFC Player of the Week.
I know.
He's won it 3 times already.
I know. y'all crazy for letting y'all number one. But then they thought he was at the end of the career. That's what you get. You misjudged him. Running backs, unfortunately, shelf life ain't long, and they thought that his shelf life was over. So they gave him his best years. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. With the O-line, we see what happens with the O-line, don't we? Mm-hmm. He's an extraordinary athlete. So, and I think right now in the race for that last pin, man, who do you think gonna get that number one pick, man?
The race to number one?
Race number one was looking like for you right now. I still
got Carolina, the Raiders, and the Patriots. Now, if the Patriots beat the Bears this weekend, I got to take them out and put somebody else in. Right now, it's Carolina just won.
Yeah. Hey, Bryce Young has to
but the Raiders just fired almost their entire offensive staff.
Yeah.
Getsy got fired. He should have never been hired.
Yeah, you're right about
that. They got rid of their quarterbacks coach. They got rid of their offensive line coach.
Let's be honest, bro. What could you have done with Minshew?
Minshew is Minshew. He is what he is. You got to surround him with good players for him to be pretty good. You surround him with bad players, he's going to be bad. And they had no other good quarterbacks. And by the way, and I don't like saying this, I don't like it, but I don't like saying this. I think the Raiders made a mistake by taking the interim tag off of Antonio Pierce.
I agree.
I think
I agree.
I think they should have went on a coaching hire.
I agree.
Instead of,
and we said that at the beginning of the year, we felt that though. We felt that. We was like, I
wanted to be wrong.
but you just lost.
What does he do good? What if
Nothing.
they're good?
Nothing.
They
Nothing.
have no identity.
No
And
identity.
the weaknesses in the off season became the weaknesses during the season.
Y'all went and got, which he's a great for y'all went and got the best positional player on the board rather than go actually get someone that can help. You went and got a tight end, which made no sense to us. So the only thing I think of is that y'all wasn't aggressive enough to go get the quarterback. Y'all should have went up and got that quarterback.
That's what
Y'all
they
should have been
wanted.
aggressive and got that dad quarterback.
They
But
thought.
no,
They
you
thought
want the tight end with no quarterback. He's doing his thing. Brock Bowers doing his thing with this crappy quarterback. He's definitely the best player in the field for them. You got rid of Devontae Adams because he wanted to be divas are divas. He's a great receiver, right? But you only great as your quarterback is, obviously. You got reunited with Mr. Rogers, and that still ain't going well. But okay, it's another week to get it acclimated. But I think that I don't know. Bryce Young showed me some promise, man. It was against the crappy Saints team, but I got killed by that game, by the way. And they made this guy look good, man. They made him look good. I guess we get to these games, man, because I'm just imploding right now in my brain because I got beat by Bryce Young. Are you serious? The worst quarterback in the league.
So did I. So for the record, we both went 8-7 last week. So it's just kind of funny because the week before we both went
8-8.
8-8.
8-8.
And now we both went 8-7. So I am at 69-66. You are at 53-82.
God almighty knows, man.
You need a couple 11 win weeks.
Yeah, I do. Really, so hopefully this will be the week, man. I'm going with it, man.
All right. Are you ready? You ready for these picks?
I'm ready, brother. I'm ready.
All right, man. Let's do it. Thursday night. Oh, by the way, you are tuned into the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. Catch us every Wednesday, 9 p.m.-ish East Coast time. And remember to hit like, subscribe, tell a friend. And this is what we do. All right. Thursday, 8:15 p.m., Amazon Prime. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore. They just played each other a few weeks ago, and that was a great game. Overtime game. Baltimore is favored by 6, and the total is 53. That's a big number.
I know where I'm going with this game. I'm taking the Bengals for the points and the under.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm gonna go Baltimore. If they were able to win on the road, then I think they're gonna win at home. I think they're a better team. I think the Ravens are probably the third best team in the AFC. Yeah, and I think they're more complete. So I'm gonna go Ravens to cover the 6. And I'm going to also go with the under. I'm going against. I've noticed there are 3 games where the over under is 50 or more. And I told you that my rule is when it hits 50 to do the over. I'm actually going against that rule twice. So out of the 3 games, 2 of them I've got as an under, and this is one of them. So I'm going under, but I'm going Baltimore. You're going Bengals.
Bengals, just for the points cover. I think Baltimore to win the game, but I just like the Bengals for the points. I still think that it's going to be a competitive game.
I thought the same thing. Who did I think it was that wouldn't cover last week and did?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver. Now I felt that Baltimore was the way to go because just you threw a rookie out there, bro. In Baltimore,
he had been playing well though, and
but then I looked at the competition. I looked at the competition he was playing too. He was playing bums. The Jets were bums. Only team that really I could say was a decisive win that you could say, and I thought they called him the sandwich spot was Tampa Bay.
Right.
Because the Jets were not that.
Now we see Tampa Bay is kind of not what.
Yeah, so kind of. This is the first real test that he had. You know what I mean? Like you said, the defense let him down. It wasn't even really Bo Nix too much. It was really the defense.
Which had been playing very well
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Sunday morning.
Tough.
I think they're in Germany.
Yes, they are. They're in Germany.
9:30 a.m. NFL Network. Oh boy, this is talk about a couple of heavyweights.
Yes, sir.
We got the New York Giants, Carolina Panthers. The Giants are a 6.5-point favorite. That's a big number.
Hey, you hear me, bro? My
Yeah.
man told me, you know what he told me?
What?
And I think you told me you second this. When you got two bum teams, he said, don't take the game or take the points. So I'm taking the points. Give me Panthers.
I also have the Panthers. I got the Panthers. It's 40 and a half. I got the under.
I got the under too.
I got Carolina with the points. I think the Giants will win the game.
Yeah, I do too. I think the Giants will win the game. But I think that I think Saints get that boy confidence, but the Giants defense is way better than the Saints. So you're gonna get brought back to reality real quick. That you feel me? But I think that these are gonna be two things from that game. He really got confidence, and then they're gonna start to adjust the play calling to his skill set a little bit. You know what I mean? Get that ball out a little bit more quicker. And for him, just start making. Don't forget that you were the number one pick. I think it's a mental block. Once you get past that mental block, and you know you number one, bro. Now play this game. You just gotta get over that. You know what I mean? So we gonna see because he got his first win. He put a good drive together. It is what it is. It's hard to get wins in the NFL. You got one.
All right, we're in agreement there.
Yes, sir.
And you also had the under?
I had the under, man. Panthers ain't lighting up the scoreboard, and the Giants definitely ain't either.
The Bengals Baltimore. Did you have the under or over?
Under? Yeah, that's a lot. 53. I know they went over the first time they played, but I think it's gonna go under this time.
All right, I also had the under. Okay, start of the 1:00 games. Let's do my team first. Let's get them out of the way.
Yes, sir.
New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. Bears coming off of two bad losses.
Yes, sir.
From a bye. They were looking good at 4-2. Now they're 4-4. If this isn't a get right game, I don't know what is, because now the games are going to start getting tougher. New England at Chicago. Chicago is a 6.5-point favorite. That's a pretty big number.
It is.
Total is 39. So I got New England with the points. I think Chicago wins the game, but I got New England with the points, 6.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, so I got the under.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game also. Since Drake May been there. Y'all still got your offensive weapons, right?
And by the way, Caleb cannot lose to Drake May.
No, he won't lose to Drake May.
He already lost to Jaden Daniels. He cannot lose to Drake May.
Y'all have beaten bum teams at home, and y'all beat them. Y'all cover the spread when y'all beat them. So I'm actually gonna take the Bears for the points. And 39. Let me see. Your defense, turnovers, defense.
Keep in mind, the defense is banged up. No Brisker again. Our starting safety has missed 5 weeks with this concussion. Not good. I don't know if Sweat is playing, and one of their starting defensive tackles is out for the year. So the defense isn't quite what it was.
Right. So that means if you get pressure points, I'm gonna take the over. Bears and over.
All right.
So we went opposite on that. So you want
I went under. And
you want Patriots and under. Okay.
I went New England with the
our first disagreement. Okay.
No, it's our second, because I picked Baltimore, you picked the Bengals.
Oh yeah, second, you're right.
All right. Buffalo, 1:00, CBS at Indianapolis. Buffalo is only favored by 4. It is on the road, and the number is 48.
Yeah, that line is funny, man, to me.
Yeah, why is it only 4?
That part, I'm scratching my head. Last team that came in there and they were kind of dominating, and they actually lost the game, and that was Pittsburgh. And absolutely a little stronger at home. Flacco another weekend. I take the Colts with the points.
I will take Buffalo because
Over.
the last couple times I did not take Buffalo because of the points. Buffalo covered.
Yeah.
I
got over.
I got under. Okay, so we differ.
All unders, huh?
Yeah, 48. I don't think the Colts are that good. And everybody all of a sudden now everybody acts like Joe Flacco is Joe Flacco of 2012. He's not. He's not. He runs hot and cold, and when he's cold, he's really cold. And Buffalo is pretty good. And in Buffalo they just got Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they re-signed a couple of defensive linemen that used to be on the team. So I think Buffalo's going to be a tough out for the rest of the year. Yeah, I got Buffalo. You got the Colts, and we're going to keep it at that. So another disagreement. I like it. 1 o'clock CBS. Denver at Kansas City. Kansas City is an 8.5-point favorite. Kansas City did just get DeAndre Hopkins. And the total is 41.5. I think that's a little
Denver.
low. I also got Denver. So we're in agreement there. I think Kansas City wins.
I do too.
Denver covers the number. And I got the
over-under is going to be borderline for me. 41?
41.5.
20 and a 1.5. So that's I could at least see Kansas City in a 24 at least. So where do I see them at? 24, 8.5. They might win by 7. So that's 41. It's going to be borderline. So I'll take the over. It's going to be borderline though.
All right, we're both over.
It's going to be super borderline. Watch what I tell you.
We both picked Denver too. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
1 o'clock Fox, Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints.
Did that line adjust yet?
So I got it at 3.5.
Yeah, that's what it's been at. And I just can't understand that number. And I think they're going off of that last game. Derek Carr, no, but when you see a team of influx like this, man, but then Atlanta defense ain't like that though, so I can see why.
It's also a rivalry game.
And it's a rivalry game. Yes, you're right. You're right. And the first time they played, only won by 2.
And it's in New Orleans.
And it's in New Orleans, which don't mean nothing because it's not like they're dominant at home.
With the new head coach.
Yeah, the special teams guy. Okay. I gotta go with the high team, man. Oh man, I don't like this line though, bro. 3.5. But I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta.
I also went with Atlanta, and I don't like that hooker really bothers me.
Yeah.
The number is 46.5.
Denver. Atlanta don't stop nobody, so I'm going with the over.
Oh, I went with the under. How about that? Because I think
New Orleans
thinks
they are terrible. You are right about that. They are terrible.
Stinks.
I just can't take New Orleans. I'm sorry. You burn me. I can't. Sorry. And you're trash. And Derek Carr's a bum. So no.
He's a bum, but
he's a bum.
You know, the other
Rattler's a bum, even worse bum, but he's a bum. If you're Rattler, he's a rookie, so I give him that. But Carr, you's a bum, bro. They gave you a ball with 1:45 left, and you couldn't even get in field goal range with one of the worst teams in the NFL. Just get out of here, man. You're a bum. No wonder they got rid of you in Vegas.
All right, 1 o'clock CBS, the San Francisco 49ers at Tampa Bay. San Francisco is a 6-point road favorite.
Yeah, that's a lot, but you know what's crazy?
They might be getting Christian McCaffrey back.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, you know what's crazy to me though? I think that the last time somebody played Kansas City close, they got blown out the next game, which was the Raiders. So I'm just going to go with that trend and give me the 49ers. I know it's a lot to ask for. Give me the 49ers, though.
I like 49ers coming off of a bye.
Yep.
Getting their best player back.
Yep.
And Tampa Bay is leaking oil. The number is 51.
I'm going under.
I also went under, going against my rule. All right, so we're in agreement there.
Man, you only got one over. That's Denver.
1 o'clock CBS. This is a good one. Pittsburgh at Washington.
That's a good one.
Washington is a 3-point favorite at home, and the number is 45.5.
You know what? Man, it's gonna be hard. Me and my cousin was talking about this game, man. Initially, I had the
This is
Steelers. Initially, I had the Steelers in that pick, but and they both two hot teams, man. But it's hard to go against Thompson as an underdog. So give me the Steelers.
the Steelers also traded for Mike Williams.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
another
how much
weapon.
he's
Give me the
contributed.
Steelers. It's hard to go against them as an underdog.
I also have Pittsburgh. I have them winning outright.
Yeah, me too.
And I have
So,
the over for 45.5.
45.5. Russell Westbrook in the offense, the defense. Yeah, they're gonna have to go touchdown for touchdown. So I'll take the over.
Over, okay. So we are in agreement. 1 o'clock, Fox, the last 1 o'clock game. Minnesota at Jacksonville.
Crazy, right?
Oh, this line is gonna get you.
Yeah.
Minnesota is a 4.5 point road favorite.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville for the points.
I understand that, but I went with Minnesota because they're the better team.
They
And
definitely are.
again is 45.5.
Over.
I also took the over, but we split on you took Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. It seemed funny line in
That
4.5.
line, you will probably win.
Yeah.
But Minnesota's at some
I think
point
they're clearly the better
you
team.
gotta throw in the white you gotta throw in the towel for Jacksonville and stop saying that they got the talent because they keep losing. And
Yeah.
Minnesota's good. They're good.
Yeah, you got the talent, then how do you keep losing? That means that you ain't got the coaching. If you get the talent, that means it's lack of coaching.
Minnesota is good.
Minnesota's really good.
I got a fantasy question for you, but I'm gonna wait. Okay, 4:05, Fox, Tennessee at the LA Chargers.
Oh,
Line is 7.5.
it went down, right? But anyway, give me the Chargers. They dominate bad teams.
They got a very good defense.
They really do. Like
Right.
I'm really convinced their defense is really like that, and I won't go for the under because they just play under ball.
I'm gonna go over 38.5. That's a small number, so I went over. You went under.
Yeah, I went under.
Okay. 425 CBS Philadelphia at Dallas. Another one of those weird numbers. Philly is a 7.5
I ain't worried about the number because you know what think about it. We
favorite.
crushed at home, and Philly plays better on the road. So don't take them at home. You take them on the road for the points. So give me the Eagles. I hate to say it, but give me the Eagles.
You know what? That makes total sense, but I picked Dallas to cover the number. That's 7.5. One of these halves are gonna F me.
Yeah.
So I can't pick I've picked the favorite on two of them already. Yeah, two of them. I picked Pittsburgh with the 45.5, and I picked Minnesota with the 4.5. So Dallas 7.5. Dallas, show up, man. Come on, show up. So we split on that. The number is 43. I took the over.
Yeah, I like the over.
All right. You're I don't know. I don't like picking Philly. I don't like picking them.
Yeah, I don't.
They'll win, not cover. That's what they do to me.
Like I'm a Cowboys fan. I hate going against my team, but in this situation, even with Cooper Rush and he's salvageable. But the Eagles play better away from the link. At the link, they get the crowd gets involved, they get too hyped, and I don't know why they just stop playing. We've seen it. Every game they played at home, they barely covered, if not lost the game. But on the road, only team that they flat out lost to, was Tampa Bay with their pieces. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outside of that, they've been beating people and covering.
All right, 425 CBS. The New York Jets.
Yeah.
Travel to Arizona. Arizona is a 1-point favorite at home.
And they've been balling. They've been balling, bro. But I hate these dudes, but I'm going to go with the Jets.
Yeah, I went with the Jets too.
I hate the Jets.
If they're gonna really make a run for the playoffs, they got to win this game.
This is it.
Win it.
This is it. What's the over and under?
46.
That's some borderline games right there, bro.
Mhm.
That's borderline games. So we think the Jets is going to start playing defensively because their offense is crap. So they're not lighting up the scoreboards.
Mhm.
So I'm going under
I also went under.
because it's going to be their defense to carry them.
Now I got a fantasy question for you. I know you don't play fantasy, but so my two quarterbacks, I can only play one. I
Right.
have Aaron Rodgers and I have Sam Darnold. According to fantasy, their numbers, what they're projected, is
Mhm.
almost exact. It's almost exact.
I think that
So Darnold
because what's called the
on
target.
the road to Jacksonville, and
Right.
Rodgers is on the road to Arizona.
I know. Two defenses is playing. I think the quarterback had a better shot to pin the bigger numbers up will probably be Sam Darnold because he's playing a weaker defense.
Okay.
And I think with the what's called the Jets, they should probably try to get Priest Holmes more involved with the run, so it's gonna be more run dominant. They haven't had a receiver yet go over 100, have they? I think Garrett Wilson might have went over 100, right? But Aaron Rodgers ain't been lighting the scoreboard up, and then Sam Darnold ain't really been lighting the scoreboard for number wise. But you still got Justin Jefferson, so he has potential to go over 100 yards. So that's what I'm looking at more. If Sam Darnold and Jefferson, he'll probably get them yards because of Jefferson, compared to the Jets where they distribute the ball a lot. But I don't know who. I don't know because Aaron Rodgers. I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers has two wide receivers that
Yeah,
get touchdowns.
they can. Yeah,
And
but he's old, so he can't scramble. So they get pressure on him.
he got two with Garrett last week and one with Adams.
without him,
So
right?
he got three
But
touchdowns.
then you got Sam Darnold with Addison. Hawkinson just came back into the
Hawkinson just came
Hawkinson.
the big one.
Yeah, and then you still got Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the game. He's unguardable. You feel me?
So you would go Sam Darnold.
But I think the Jets are about to get going though. So
Why?
so that's what I'm saying. So
I
honestly,
think
I'll
both
probably take
Minnesota and the Jets are both going to win, and I think
yeah,
both quarterbacks will be pretty good.
they
But
will.
I'm going by history. Sam Darnold, the second half of games is
Yeah.
not nearly as good in the first.
Yeah.
Outside of this past week,
I will go with
this past week he was good.
I'll go Aaron Rodgers because I think, like you're saying, if we go and get it going, this is how I got. This is when you start to get into that Aaron Rodgers rhythm. That's what you paid and got the money for it. Get that guy. So, but I think what's called the guys throw way better play calling though.
You got to pick one.
I'm still with my gun. Say Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he got better play calling.
All right.
The OC and the Jets are not good.
I'll let you know if that was the wrong call.
Yeah, please do. Let me know.
Because I am doing bad in fantasy. Bad. All right. Sunday night, 8:20 NBC. This was on the verge of being a fantastic game. Still should be pretty good. Detroit at Houston. Detroit is a road favorite, 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Is Miko Collins coming back?
I don't think so this week.
Man, it's a hard task, man. I'm going with the team that's playing the better football. I don't care if they on the road or not. You feel me? They tell somebody. I know they do to lose a game. And CJ Stroud is a PT gamer. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. He had a terrible game against the Jets. So we do to get a get back game. Still got Joe Mixon, but only got one target outside Joe Mixon, and that's Dell. You feel me? Secondary of the Lions isn't the greatest, so they can be exposed.
Tight end. Tight end's pretty good.
And they do got the tight end. They really do. So they'll get into a rhythm. They still got defense, so they still get those some looks at them. The Lions, so you got to outscore them balls, and the Houston line ain't been clicking for us offensively. So I'm gonna take the Lions, man. I'm sticking my gun. Lions.
I'm gonna say Houston. I'm gonna say at that 3.5. I don't like it. If it was 3, 2.5, I would have loved it. 3.5. I could see it going back and forth. I could see CJ Stroud just having one of those great games
Mhm.
where he just wills them.
But then I'm gonna see them with this edge rusher they just got on that defense with the Lions.
Yeah, the thing is, these guys that have been traded, I'm not gonna think that they're gonna have an impact that first game. Maybe week 2, maybe the next game. So, listen, my instinct was to pick Detroit, but 3.5. It's like, watch them only win by 3. And the number is 49 in total.
That's that borderline number. I'm going over.
I also went over because it's close to 50.
Yep.
So I went over. I'm sticking with Houston. I'm
with the Lions, man.
That number. I'm just looking at the line and I'm playing the 9. I think Detroit wins on like a field goal. They win by 3.
Man, look at us, man. We actually disagree in a lot of games.
Good. That's good. That's good. And Monday night, ESPN, 8:15, Miami at the Rams. The Rams are at home, only a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, that's weird. Two of them got to go overall to play the hell of a game in Miami. Waddle and Tyreek Hill against that young secondary, the Rams.
And the Rams just traded one of their guys.
They did. Cam Robinson, I believe. Man, Miami, and I'm going to say Rams.
I also said Rams because the Rams got a shot to make in that division because Seattle's falling apart.
Oh yeah.
4-0. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, they're trending down. Only ones, and then we're gonna see how Arizona really is.
Yep. And San Francisco
49ers. Yeah, I think you had picked the Rams to come out that division anyway early. So
I did, and then they got killed with injuries.
Yeah. Yep. Now they're going to get healthy. So they're a dangerous team when they're healthy.
All right. So I think it's a gotta have game for the Rams for their division.
I agree. And I think the Dolphins is what they are, man. This year's not going to be the year.
Something here. They've only got 2 wins. They're not going to catch Buffalo.
No, they're not.
I don't know that they'll be able to stay ahead of the Jets if the Jets start going. The number is 50. A lot of scoring.
I'll go over.
I also went over. So we disagree in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games.
6 games.
Not bad.
Not
bad. Usually it's usually like 3.
Hopefully this will be my week to make a dent in this record. I like these picks. I like my theories. I like when I went with the thought processes.
I'm fine with just going 500 because I want to finish with a winning record.
Yeah, I'm more far off now. I gotta start chipping at this lead.
Oh yeah, man. You need 10s and 11s.
I do. I gotta go on this crazy tear. I'm gonna go on my crazy tear, man. I'm like it
happen. You could have like 4 good weeks.
Yeah, I'm liking it, man. Some games I'm not even overthinking it. I'm just going with some things is the number, but some things are okay. Let's go. Who's playing better football at this point? You feel me?
100%. Anything else you want to add?
Oh man, it's a great program, man. I'm glad we got the technical difficulties worked out because I didn't want Gil to be mad and pissed off at me the next day. So come on, man. I can't help computers, man, and programs, man. I can't help that part, man.
I got a wife I got to answer to. It's very difficult to do this once a week on a Wednesday on a regimented schedule.
Got you.
Now, I got in our bed, I'm talking about my wife and I. There's 2 other little ones in there because they know tonight's the night they can sleep with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I'm going to be on the couch. Okay.
Right.
Now, if we would have canceled this, that would have been 2 nights in a row.
Oh yeah.
Couch. And those
I get you, brother.
Yeah.
I get you. Look, my lady get on me, man. My lady get on me. She said, Gil ain't gonna like it. And I'm like, I know.
Well, you know, it's about the people. It's about the people
It's about
watching
you, right? That
and being regimented on
you're
a.
right.
They know we're supposed to be on around 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, and we don't give them any notice that we're not going to be on. They're going to be like, forget these guys.
Yep, you're right. You gotta stick to the program, man. And some good content coming out of this stuff, man.
Oh my gosh,
Great content
this is the time right now. I mean,
right now.
this is as good as it gets
And
for
before
us.
we close out, shout out to Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan. I see they really it's the Cody Rhodes era now. They had the crown jewel thing
Yeah.
out there in Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
and I see they're really going with Liv Morgan. They really pitting effort to pit her over. Yeah, so I like that. And he beat Gunther though. He beat the ring general, man. He beat the ring general. But he is representing the company right now. We're in the era. The bloodline thing, like you called it. I love the way they got the bloodline going. You called that though. How they got the storyline going, the bloodline, so cool, and I love it. I mean, hey man, let them all eat. Let them all eat, man. That's a smart way to do it, man.
Right.
Roman, we paved the way. You know, the big boss to come in at the right time because he could pick his moments when to come back. You know, great. Triple H, great. What y'all doing, great. And once again, and they just lost Samantha Irvin and just quit as the ring announcer, man.
Yeah.
She had bigger ambitions. She's great at it, though.
Yeah, I don't like her going on social media, bad mouthing the WWE, inside of a week after she leaves. She left on her own.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say easy, but she had one of the easier jobs because
Yes, the ring announcer.
And there was going to be she knew the schedule, she knew what she had to do, and there was going to be no changes in that.
Yeah.
There was going to be no changes.
I get it. I get it. Your husband went to AEW.
Yeah, and she's not going. She said she's done with ring announcing. She
Yeah,
wants
she
to do
wanna
the singing.
she wanna do the singing. So
Speaking of which, they brought back Lillian Garcia.
oh, did they bring Lillian back?
She went and did her singing thing for 20 years, and now she's back, and now she's the ring announcer for Raw.
So I wish Samantha. I wish her well. I think when you got a great gig like this, once again, it's traveling. It could be it could be crucial. I don't know what the salary was. Maybe she did a move and she felt like she's undervalued. Who knows? The show will go on. One monkey doesn't stop it. Sorry about that. We have a new president in town, y'all. We're gonna make America great again. We need to be great again.
Funny that you say that. Election night.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It was a lot of red on that screen, not too much blue. So at the end of the day, I ain't a politician. I don't care too much about politics because at the end of the day, I don't think no president's ever been in office affected me personally in my life except George Bush Jr. That's only one. I can honestly say I felt his presidency and it wasn't good. It was a recession. Yes, y'all. Gas prices are high. It was high. I don't know if you know. And I was a child for bottomist at that time. So I felt every bit of that thing. And we went to war, a war we didn't have to fight. So at the end of the day, it was just bad for America. In my opinion, I don't think you're getting worse than that guy. And that's my opinion. That's what I felt. The best president to me would have been George Clinton because it was like a lot of prosperity.
George Clinton, the singer?
I'm sorry, Bill Clinton, that guy. Yeah, because come on, man. Mile of whiskey. We all got a little mile. We all got that in us. I'm just saying there was a lot of prosperity going on in that country now.
We have officially gone off the rails. By the way,
sorry.
My favorite president was Ronald Reagan. That was my favorite.
Oh, but you know what? In the 80s, I got there too late. If I was in there about maybe the 80s and I was like early 20s, I'd have been good money, man. I'd have fell right in the trap. Me and Pablo would have been best friends. I'm sorry. Me and Pablo have been best friends. I'm sorry. Hey, but yeah, congratulations to Trump. Kudos to anybody want that seat because everybody jump in that seat unless you got a toupee like he got, gets grayer and older by the second. You know what I mean?
He says that's his regular hair. That's what he says. Says that's his regular hair. If you're going to put a toupee on, it's going to look like that.
That's his regular hair?
He says that's his regular hair.
Michael Jackson said he had a disease where he went white. So,
You mean that wasn't true? All right. So On that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. You can catch us next Wednesday right around 9 o'clock. And remember to hit like, subscribe, tell a friend. It's going to be a pretty similar kind of show like it was today. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed doing it, especially with my main man, LL.
You already
So
know.
for Larry Loper, who's this way, by the way, I'm Gil Larry telling everyone, have a great weekend, be safe, and we'll catch you next week. Deuces, y'all.
My man. Great show, my brother. Great show. Now I
This is what we do.
Now I gotta let my better half out with the dog. At that time, it's bad for me going crazy.
You take care of that.
You too. Yes, sir.
Okay.